What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Eugene for the $10 donation via the PayPal. He had a question, and his question was, if somehow the Los Angeles Lakers, after acquiring Luka Doncic, wins the 2024-25 NBA championship, would the Lemedia find some type of way to give LeBron James the MVP, even if he doesn't really deserve it? Let's say he's clearly the team's third or even fourth best player on the team. Will they find a way to try to give it to him? Well, if it's within the realm of any remote possibility, I could see them doing it. You know, if he's playing historically awful like he did with the 2011 NBA Finals, then no. But if he is, let's say, not having a great series by his measure, excuse me, battling a cold again. Second cold in 6 weeks. God damn it. If he's, by his standards, struggling, his efficiency is down, especially from outside shooting. His defense is atrocious, but they won't focus on that. If he's putting up rebounds and assists, that's enough. Because we know that he pads those stats, because he's going to do that. Make no mistake about it. He's going to stay in games and pad those numbers. So his surface numbers are always going to look pretty decent. But we all know if you watch the games, his impact oftentimes is not there. But yeah, if he's clearly worse than Luka, well, I mean, that's a given. If somehow he's worse than Austin Reeves and worse than a third player, right? Let's just go with Rui Hachimura or something, right? If that's the case, then what they're going to focus on is some angle where they can justify giving it to him. And more than likely, they're going to lower the standards or lower the expectations because he's 40 and make it about, well, look at what he's doing at age 40. And they're going to create a narrative like something to the effect of, LeBron's been the constant here. Yeah, Luka's come over and has helped out, but LeBron's been the constant, and LeBron has been guiding this franchise for years, completely forgetting about Anthony Davis. They're gonna say, LeBron led this team to a championship in the bubble, and people said, well, that championship didn't count. Well, they can't say that anymore, and who would have thought when we were saying that LeBron was getting long in the tooth back then, that 5 years later he won another title. This guy's the GOAT. Michael Jordan wasn't winning titles at age 40. And, Michael Jordan wasn't even making the playoffs at age 40. I can see what they're going to do. They're going to make it about him and comparing him with Michael Jordan and not about what the other guys are doing. They're going to be like, LeBron is doing something that no 40-year-old's ever done. No 40-year-old has led a team to a title, even if Luka is clearly their best player. Because it's all about narratives. We see that Rich Paul. Rich Paul act like we didn't fucking see what we just saw with the Heatles 10 years ago. Now all of a sudden he wanted to say that Chris Bosh wasn't a Hall of Famer. Chris Bosh wasn't a superstar when he was playing with the Toronto Raptors. But he wants to hint that the Celtics were a big four. Make that make sense. It's ridiculous. But don't forget who's going to be voted for Finals MVP. Most of them are part of that fraternity. And when I say fraternity, I mean, as Kwame Brown puts it, the go along, get along gang. And, they're going to be down for that. They'll vote for LeBron because secretly, or not so secretly, a lot of these guys are LeBron fans. Period. I still remember Malika Andrews was ticked off at one of her co-workers on her show for a critique of LeBron James. She got pissed. So yeah, I can see that. I can see them completely rewriting history or rewriting events as we're seeing them and making it about LeBron. LeBron has sacrificed so much. LeBron, he deserves, if anybody ever deserves a uh, honorary MVP, finals MVP, it's LeBron James. He sacrificed so to let Luka do what he's done. Uh, he sacrificed so much so that Austin Reeves could flourish. He sacrificed so much so that whoever the third guy is who's playing better than him can do what he does. So what better way to reward that sacrifice with a finals MVP? Yep, that's what I can see them doing. And I don't think that's cap. Because we see them already spout lies. Outright malicious lies. So that's how I look at it, y'all. These people are liars. And it's all about agendas. It's not about actually going out there and rewarding the best players anymore. It's all about agendas. And honestly, with LeBron James, his competition is Michael Jordan. And that's who they really going to be looking at. Okay, let's give him another finals MVP so that he's that much closer to Michael. That's all it's about. So that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.